Most people fail, not because they lack talent, but because they never learn how to unlock the one thing that controls everything in their life, their mind. And what if I told you that right now, at this very moment, your future is being silently shaped by thoughts you don't even notice? Stop for a second and imagine this. Two people start from the exact same place, same struggles, same opportunities, but years later, one of them is living a life everyone admires, while the other is still wondering what went wrong. The difference was never outside, it was always inside. Somewhere deep within the human mind lies a hidden force that decides how far you will go, how much you will achieve, and what kind of life you will accept as normal. And once you understand how to direct that force, your entire reality begins to shift in ways you never thought possible. There is a silent program running inside every person, built from past experiences, fears, failures, and words they heard growing up. This program doesn't ask for permission, it simply reacts. When you face an opportunity, it whispers doubt. When you dream bigger, it reminds you of your limits. And without even realizing it, most people start living according to that internal script. But here's the truth that changes everything. Your subconscious mind is not your enemy, it is your most powerful tool. It accepts whatever you repeatedly feed it, whether it is fear or faith, limitation or possibility, doubt or belief.
Now imagine what would happen if you started feeding it a new story. A story where you are not weak, but capable. Not stuck, but evolving. Not unlucky, but learning. At first, nothing outside will change, but inside, something begins to shift. The way you talk to yourself changes. The way you react to failure changes. Even the way you look at challenges starts to transform. And slowly, life begins to respond differently because you are no longer operating from the same frequency as before. Think about every great achievement in human history. It always started as an invisible idea in someone's mind. Before the world saw success, the mind had already accepted it as real. That is the hidden law most people ignore. You don't get what you want in life, you get what your mind believes is possible for you. And the moment your belief expands, your actions naturally follow. You start showing up differently. You take risks you once avoided. You stop shrinking in situations where you used to disappear. But here is where most people stop. They wait for proof before they believe. They wait for success before confidence. They wait for change before action. And in that waiting, life keeps repeating the same pattern. The real transformation begins when you reverse that process, when you decide first, believe first, act first, even when nothing outside has changed yet.
There will be moments when your old self tries to pull you back. It will remind you of past failures, past mistakes, past disappointments. But that voice is not your truth. It is just your programming trying to stay alive. And every time you choose a new thought over an old fear, you are literally rewriting the code of your life. Now, ask yourself something honestly. What would your life look like if you truly believed in your potential without hesitation? If doubt had no voice, if fear had no control, if past failures had no power over your future decisions? You would move differently. You would speak differently. You would become someone your current self might not even recognize. The turning point is never external. It is always internal. The moment you stop arguing with your limitations and start upgrading your beliefs, everything begins to shift. Opportunities don't disappear. They start becoming visible. Doors don't open later. They were always there. You just didn't see them before. And maybe right now you are at that exact moment where everything can change. Not because the world is different, but because you are finally beginning to see it differently. And once that shift happens, there is no going back. Because the truth is, life was never waiting for you to be perfect. It was waiting for you to start seeing yourself differently. And once that shift happens, even the same world you used to struggle in starts responding in a completely new way. You begin to notice something strange. The opportunities you once thought were not for you suddenly feel reachable. The people you once felt inferior to no longer intimidate you, and the goals that used to feel heavy now feel exciting. Nothing outside has changed instantly, but everything inside has already started moving. This is how the subconscious transformation works. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with a big moment or dramatic signal. It works quietly, like seeds growing under the soil before anyone sees the plant. At first, there is only belief, then repetition, then action, and finally, reality catches up. But there is one challenge everyone faces in this journey. Old thinking never leaves peacefully. The moment you try to upgrade your mind, doubt shows up louder than before. Fear becomes more active. Your past starts replaying itself like evidence against your future. And this is the moment most people give up, thinking nothing is changing.
But in reality, this is the exact moment change is happening. Because your mind always resists what is new. It tries to protect the identity it already knows. If you have lived with limitation for years, your mind will call expansion dangerous. If you have lived with fear, your mind will call courage risky. If you have lived with doubt, your mind will call belief unrealistic. But none of that is truth. It is just familiarity pretending to be safety. And if you push through this phase, something powerful begins to happen. Your actions start proving your thoughts wrong. Every small win becomes evidence. Every effort becomes reinforcement. Every step forward weakens the old identity and strengthens the new one. This is where real transformation is born, not in motivation, but in repetition. You don't become confident by thinking once. You become confident by acting repeatedly in spite of fear. You don't become successful by believing once. You become successful by staying consistent even when results are invisible. You don't change your life in one decision. You change it in hundreds of small choices that slowly reshape who you are becoming.
And one day you look back and realize something shocking. The person you used to be would not even recognize you anymore. Not because you became someone else, but because you finally stopped believing the limits that once controlled you. And that is the real power hidden inside every human being. Not talent, not luck, but the ability to reprogram your own mind. Once you master that, life stops being something that happens to you and starts becoming something you consciously create. And at that point, the question is no longer, can I do it? The question becomes, how far can I go from here?
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it. And for more such powerful and life-changing content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay happy, stay safe, and keep working on yourself.